Genesis 27 verse 1. When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, Isaac prepares to bless Esau. Genesis 27 verse 2. Isaac said, I am now an old man and don't know the day of my death. Isaac expresses awareness of his mortality. Genesis 27 verse 3. Now then, get your equipment, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country to hunt some wild game for me. Isaac sends Esau to hunt for him. Genesis 27 verse 4. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like, so that I may give you my blessing before I die. Isaac promises Esau a blessing. Genesis 27 verse 5. Now Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. Rebekah overhears Isaac's plan. Genesis 27 verse 6. Rebekah said to her son Jacob, Look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau. Rebekah informs Jacob. Genesis 27 verse 7. Bring me some game and prepare me some tasty food, so that I may give you my blessing. Rebekah recounts Isaac's words. Genesis 27 verse 8. Now, my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Rebekah instructs Jacob to deceive Isaac. Genesis 27 verse 9. Go out to the flock and bring me 2 choice young goats. Rebekah devises a plan to prepare food for Isaac. Genesis 27 verse 10. Then take it to your father to eat, so that he may give you his blessing before he dies. Rebekah urges Jacob to act. Genesis 27 verse 11. Jacob said to Rebekah, But my brother Esau is a hairy man while I have smooth skin. Jacob expresses concern about the deception. Genesis 27 verse 12. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him. Jacob fears being cursed instead of blessed. Genesis 27 verse 13. His mother said to him, My son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say. Rebekah insists on her plan. Genesis 27 verse 14. So he went and got them and brought them to his mother. Jacob complies with Rebekah's instructions. Genesis 27 verse 15. Then Rebekah took the best clothes of Esau and put them on her younger son Jacob. Rebekah disguises Jacob as Esau. Genesis 27 verse 16. She also covered his hands and the smooth part of his neck with the goatskins. Rebekah completes Jacob's disguise. Genesis 27 verse 17. Then she handed to her son Jacob the tasty food and the bread she had made. Rebekah prepares the food for Isaac. Genesis 27 verse 18. He went to his father and said, My father. Yes, my son, he answered. Who is it? Jacob approaches Isaac pretending to be Esau. Genesis 27 verse 19. Jacob said to his father, I am Esau your firstborn. Jacob lies to Isaac to receive the blessing. Genesis 27 verse 20. Isaac asked his son, How did you find it so quickly, my son? Isaac is suspicious of the timing. Genesis 27 verse 21. Then Isaac said to Jacob, Come near so I can touch you. Isaac tries to confirm if it's really Esau. Genesis 27 verse 22. The voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau. Isaac is confused but convinced by the disguise. Genesis 27 verse 23. He did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy like those of his brother Esau. Isaac blesses Jacob. Genesis 27 verse 24. Are you really my son Esau? Yes. I am, he replied. Jacob continues the deception. Genesis 27 verse 25. Then he said, My son, bring me some of your game to eat. Isaac eats the meal and prepares to bless Jacob. Genesis 27 verse 26. Then his father Isaac said to him, Come here, my son, and kiss me. Isaac asks for a kiss to seal the blessing. Genesis 27 verse 27. So he went to him and kissed him. When Isaac caught the smell of his clothes, he blessed him. Isaac is finally convinced. Genesis 27 verse 28. May God give you heaven's dew and earth's richness. Isaac blesses Jacob with prosperity. Genesis 27 verse 29. May nations serve you and peoples bow down to you. Isaac proclaims Jacob's dominion over others. Genesis 27 verse 30. After Isaac finished blessing him, and Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence, his brother Esau came in. Esau returns from hunting. Genesis 27 verse 31. He too prepared some tasty food and brought it to his father. Esau presents his meal, unaware of the deception. Genesis 27 verse 32. His father Isaac asked him, "Who are you?" "I am your son, your firstborn Esau." Isaac realizes the deception. Genesis 27 verse 33. Isaac trembled violently and said, "Who was it, then, that hunted game and brought it to me?" Isaac is shaken. Genesis 27 verse 34. When Esau heard his father's words, he burst out with a loud and bitter cry. Esau is devastated. Genesis 27 verse 35. But he said, "Your brother came deceitfully and took your blessing." Isaac reveals Jacob's trickery. Genesis 27 verse 36. Esau said, "Isn't he rightly named Jacob? This is the second time he has taken advantage of me." Esau laments his loss. Genesis 27 verse 37. Isaac answered Esau, "I have made him lord over you." Isaac explains that Jacob has received the dominant blessing. Genesis 27 verse 38. Esau said to his father, "Do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father." Esau begs for a blessing. Genesis 27 verse 39. His father Isaac answered him, "Your dwelling will be away from the earth's richness." Esau receives a lesser blessing. Genesis 27 verse 40. "You will live by the sword and you will serve your brother. But when you grow restless, you will throw his yoke from off your neck." Esau's future foretold. Genesis 27 verse 41. Esau held a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing. Esau plans to kill Jacob after Isaac's death. Genesis 27 verse 42. Rebekah was told what her older son Esau had said. Rebekah learns of Esau's intentions. Genesis 27 verse 43. "Now then, my son, do what I say. Flee at once to my brother Laban in Haran." Rebekah sends Jacob away for his safety. Genesis 27 verse 44. "Stay with him for a while until your brother's fury subsides." Rebekah hopes Esau's anger will fade. Genesis 27 verse 45. "Why should I lose both of you in one day?" Rebekah fears losing both sons. Genesis 27 verse 46. Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I'm disgusted with living because of these Hittite women." Rebekah uses Esau's wives as a reason to send Jacob away.